Northbound I-65 at US 30, there's a crash, right lane's blocked. We're not seeing any big congestion on the expressways, but we've got a crash and it's on a ramp. So we've got those slick conditions on the ramp, southbound First Avenue entrance ramp to the inbound Stevenson. Several cars are tangled up there. Now I want to take a look outside. Our live crew remains at Lake Street and Carpenter now with more. Good morning, Jess.
Oh, good morning. Dozens of firefighters are gathered right here on the sidewalk, and they are trying to talk him down and hoping that this will all get resolved safely. Reporting live in the West Loop, Jessica D'Onofrio, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
All right, Jess, thanks.
Line that serves a popular movie theme attraction in Los Angeles.
Diane Pathy was live with this breaking news update from Riverdale. Diane?
That's right, Terrell. He was found dead in the last place he was actually seen this morning. A lot of questions remain after an aspiring rapper was killed inside a recording studio. Where they can find Nixon's body. No official word, though, from police on how Nixon died. We're hoping to learn that later today. Reporting live in Riverdale, Diane Pathy, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
All right, Diane, thank you. Well, the North Carolina man in the so-called Pizzagate incident will be in court again this week. He says he went to a pizza place to investigate a conspiracy theory he'd been reading about involving Hillary Clinton, but it was false. As Yasmin Amer reports, one of those actively sharing the fake story is connected to Donald Trump's transition team.
We are dealing with is some flurries, yes, over in northern Indiana, but bigger concerns, I think, right now, this fog. Now, so far, the only dense fog advisory in effect near Chicago is this one that does include Janesville, Wisconsin, until 11 o'clock this morning. I wouldn't be shocked if the Weather Service decides to issue one closer to Chicago, because take a look at some of these visibilities. Just awful around Aurora and Joliet, with temperatures at or below freezing. Untreated surfaces could become icy this morning. So if you are just walking out to in your driveway, if your trash pickup day is today and you're taking your trash cans out, just be careful if you have those untreated surfaces. Vernon Hills right now at 28, 29 right now in Plainfield. Today we start off with this fog. This afternoon might get a few peaks of sun. Roz?
Bridget, reports of a crash on I-88 westbound right at the tri-state. That whole interchange is elevated, so that could be a problem as well. We are also seeing this closure continuing. They've shut down the ramp. This is southbound First Avenue, the entrance to the inbound Stevenson, because of a multi-vehicle crash there. Could be slick conditions once again. And in northwest Indiana, we still have this crash northbound I-65 at US 30. We've got at least one lane closed. There's the camera. You can see we've got some heavy traffic in the area from the INDOT website. And we can come back to the Illinois side, take a look outside at our Dan report. Karen and Terrell.
All right, sounds good, Ross. Thanks. 508, a record high on Wall Street. 12 past the hour. Let's do NASDAQ in New York this morning. Hey, Maribel.
Good morning, Terrell. Well, the Dow set a new record yesterday as the post-election rally kept rolling. The blue chip rose. As for the broader markets, check out NASDAQ. NASDAQ was up about 53, and the S&P up 12 points today. In Tokyo, the Nikkei was up 85 points, and it looks like right now futures are pointing to a higher open. Reports on factory orders and productivity are due out later today. Big names in tech are teaming up to go after terror-related web content. So Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Microsoft. Tax filers, listen up. The IRS says some tax refunds will be extra time to check filings for signs of fraud before refunds are mailed. If you don't claim either credit, you can expect your refund 21 days after your return is accepted for processing. Under Armour scores a deal to provide uniforms. Terrell, it's a big step for Under Armour as it sort of battles it out between Nike and Adidas.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
All right, Maribel.
Thank
Appreciate
you
it.
so
Sounds
much.
good.
5:13 right now. Stick vacuums are great alternatives for daily cleaning or picking up a mess.
So, yeah.
Starting off this day with quite a bit of fog, could have an impact on our morning rush. We'll talk about it coming up.
This starts
We need
sliding.
our driver's ed refresher course. Do you pump your brakes? Do you turn into the swerve?
right.
What do you do?
I don't think you pump. I'm sure Roz could be the
Help us out a
expert
little
on
bit
this,
on
but
that, yeah.
with the anti-lock brakes, my
Right.
dad told me you don't pump them anymore.
Okay.
So, but you turn into that. But the thing is when you have icy conditions like that,
Just got to take it slow, right?
You just go, ah! Lord, take the wheel.
Exactly. Just open the door and jump out. There you go.
The opinions expressed here are not necessarily those of all. Good morning. And my concern is we could have some, and I'll explain why here in just a minute. But live Doppler 7 Max continues to pick up on this little branch of some flurries and some light snow over in Valparaiso, down through Lowell, Indiana. But the dense fog advisory not in effect here in Chicago. You have to get up toward Janesville, Wisconsin to find that. But take a look at some of these visibilities. We just got some improvement at O'Hare. But if you're around Hampshire, Ottawa, Morris, St. Charles, Plainfield, any neighborhoods around those I just mentioned, the fog is just awful. And being that we have these temperatures that are at or below freezing, any untreated surfaces could be very icy this morning. And I know Roz has been addressing that too. So the mildest day, or the day with the greatest temperature, I guess, will be today. And then this Arctic outbreak starts to pour in tomorrow. So we take a look at that. High temperatures tomorrow, right around 30. And then on Thursday, our high temperatures are only going to be in the low, maybe mid-20s. Average high today is 38. Right now, it's 28 and clear out at O'Hare. Again, starting to see a little improvement there. AccuWeather Real Feel, however, is 22 degrees. 30 in Deerfield, 28 in Barrington, 37 degrees over at the lakefront, 23 in Wilmington, 32 right now in East Chicago. So skies mainly cloudy around the area, still watching some of those flurries over in northwest Indiana. But for the most part, the morning hours, fog is our biggest concern. Should see some sun here this afternoon. High temperatures today, mid-30s coming our way. Sunsets at 4:20. As for tomorrow, blustery and colder. A frigid day here on Thursday. Friday, still looking cold. The weekend, we bring that forefront, and you can see still a cold weekend ahead. Light snow here on Sunday, but I don't think it's going to be anything like we had this past Sunday. Now, let's check in with Roz. And
Going to start with this CTA situation that's been going on for the past 2.5 hours. Major disruptions and delays on the CTA pink and green lines, and we'll tell you why. There is no service on the green line between Pulaski and the Clark Lake Station. Take a look. We've got a live crew out there right at Lake and Carpenter, and you can see all of the police activity. This way would stay free. And I'll tell you guys, the last time we talked about this, when there was just even a blip on the radar, a mention of turning part of the Eisenhower into a toll road, I posted that on Facebook, 125,000 views and 1,000 shares.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Okay, people are very vocal about this.
Yes.
They are.
So tomorrow, go to the public hearing
Okay.
and voice your opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it.
All right.
Good
Thanks,
advice.
Roz.
Coming up next, Amazon has a new grocery store.
Amazon is launching grocery stores where you never have to wait in line.
Yeah, so just you pick up your items and then swipe your phone at Amazon Go Market.
Lines.
No,
I think that'll
game
appeal
changer.
to a lot of folks. A Salvation Army bell ringer in Mississippi has broken the world record, ringing his bell for 6 days straight.
Yeah.
Jamie.
Yeah, for sure.
It is 5:26 right now, and losing just 1 hour of sleep can affect you behind the wheel. How you're
morning, and this morning we are starting off with very foggy conditions around Chicago. Temperatures are at or below freezing across much of the area this morning, so I'll talk about that impact. That's coming up. Roz?
We've got a lot of found on the Dan Ryan just before 63rd, partially blocking a lane. We've got IDOT crews heading over there to clear it out of there before it causes any other problems. We still have this ramp closed, southbound 1st Avenue entrance to the inbound Stevenson, as IDOT crews are clearing up a multi-vehicle crash. And we can take a look outside at the Dan Ryan Bridge. It is
Foggy start to the day for many of you.
And let's get right to the forecast with Tracy in the Weather Center. Tracy.
And good morning, and there have been some warning. Now, we don't have any dense fog advisories in effect around Chicago at this time, but take a look at some of these visibilities. Aurora and DeKalb, both of your visibilities are just awful out your way. Quarter-mile visibility in LaSalle, Morris, and
Ay, ya hay mucho